Yo, what is up guys? Oosa here bringing you guys another Genshin Impact video, and today I'm going to be talking about what I'm going to be using for Xiao in terms of artifacts and his weapon wise, and what you guys should be using or can use. And I'm going to also give sort of a free-to-play guide on this as well. This is going to include free-to-play options, and even if you're pay-to-win, it's going to have everything you really need. So, let's first go into the Blacksmith, okay? Now, there are two free-to-play options in terms of what you can make at the Blacksmith. The one option is the prototype Starglitter and the Crescent Pike. Now, there's a big debate whether you should pick Crescent Pike or Starglitter for Xiao if you're a free-to-play player, but I fully suggest you to use the prototype Starglitter instead of the Crescent Pike. And the reason is I think energy recharge is going to be much better with Xiao. And if you look at this ability, after using an elemental skill, increases normal and charge attack damage by 8% for 12 seconds with a maximum of 2 stacks. I think this is a lot better for Xiao since you will be using his normal and charge attack a good amount, and the energy recharge will make his ultimate and elemental skill come by faster. So I really do think this is the better weapon for him. You can be ulting a lot more often, whereas the Crescent Pike, the reason why I'm not a big fan of this, I think this is better for Xiangling if you're going DPS with her, but this is okay for Xiao because I don't think physical damage bonus is going to be that great for him. Yeah, you're going to be getting maybe more damage on his normal and charge attacks, but the thing is, when you're going to be using his ult and using his elemental skills, which is what Xiao's main damage is going to be coming from, the physical damage isn't really going to affect his damage. The main thing that's going to affect his damage is having either more elemental mastery or having maybe more crit rate, more crit damage. But yeah, I don't think this is going to really be benefiting him at all. And then the effect, the effect is pretty good. After picking up an elemental orb particle, normal and charge attacks deal an additional 20% attack damage for 5%. This is pretty good, but I genuinely think the Starglitter is much better. I think that if you really have to, barely have any materials or anything, the Crescent Pike obviously is going to work fine. It's gonna work pretty decent. But yeah, I think the prototype Starglitter is the way to go. Now, let's talk about the Dragon Spine. Same thing with the Dragon Spine. So, Crescent Pike has higher base attack damage, which the Dragon Spine is much lower. And the physical damage bonus, I guess, is another factor, but it's the same thing with the Crescent Pike. I really don't suggest using this for Xiao. I think this is one of the worst weapons to use on him because that once again, that physical damage bonus isn't really going to help him out that much. And the ability for this weapon is hitting an opponent with normal and charge attacks has a 60% chance of forming and dropping a Everfrost Icicle above them, dealing 80% AoE attack damage. This is pretty interesting, but once again, Xiao can't really melt. He can't melt at all. He's not a pyro user. This would be probably great for someone who is pyro. Maybe Xiangling can take advantage of this, but once again, this is not really going to help Xiao out that much at all. So let's go to another weapon. Now let's go over the Battle Pass weapon. Let me actually claim all this, and I finally hit Battle Pass level 30. So I'm obviously gonna go with the Deathmatch, which is gonna be amazing on him. So yeah, let's go over the Deathmatch. Deathmatch is, where is it? It's right here. I finally got the Deathmatch. This is a really cool looking weapon, but look at it. You have crit rate, and that crit rate is so much better on Xiao. Obviously, the best option for him is the Primoridial Jade Spear. The effect of it is the best, and the crit rate is really nice on it, and it has a really high base attack since it's a 5-star. So that's the ideal weapon for Xiao, but this is, I think, a really good secondary option. I think this is one of the best options also for Xiao because of that crit rate. Now, the base attack is pretty low, similar to the Dragon Spine, but I think it makes up for it with the crit rate and also the really good effect that it has. So, it has the Gladiator effect, which, if there are at least 2 opponents nearby, attack is increased by 16% and defense is increased by 16%. Now, if there are less than 2 opponents nearby, the attack is increased by 24%. So I think this is phenomenal for Xiao. And once again, if you have been really investing into this deathmatch, I think it's going to be an amazing option for Xiao, because you get both the benefits of having 2 or more opponents or only 1 opponent. You get both effects. And another option for him, which I think is kind of I think it's a great option also. It's one of the best options for Xiao, but the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of the Blackcliff Pole is because it's a little limited on its effect-wise. You have crit damage and a higher base attack, so this is a phenomenal option for Xiao too. But the effect of it is the press the advantage. After defeating an opponent, attack is increased by 12% for 30 seconds. This effect has a maximum of 3 stacks, and the duration of each stack is independent of the others. So a total of 36% for 30 seconds of an attack increase, which is incredible, right? It's amazing. But it's only if you defeat an opponent. And so if you defeat 3 opponents, the next opponent that you're going to be fighting, or the next opponents, will have you're going to have a 36% attack increase, which I think is great. But once again, I think if you're fighting like a single boss, like if you're fighting Child or something, you're going to want to go with the deathmatch instead of this. I think the deathmatch is a much better option, and it's more versatile as opposed to the Blackcliff Pole. But I think the Blackcliff Pole works great. It works really, really good in Spiral Abyss. So I think these are 2 great options for Xiao. I almost forgot, guys. So let me actually go over artifacts for Xiao real quick. So the artifacts that I'm sort of leaning towards for Xiao are these. So I have this goblet right now for Xiao, the anemo damage bonus. Unfortunately, I don't really have fantastic rolls on this piece, but I mean, it is what it is. Crit rate is great. Elemental Mastery is going to be pretty good for Xiao, but defense HP, that's fine. But I'm going to be using this for him, and also using another Gladiator piece of some sort, maybe a flower. Maybe this flower I might use for him. And then I have more Gladiator pieces, like I have an attack piece right here, which I still need to get some rolls for this. And then I have this one as well. And then I'm also going to be getting, let me show you guys from the map. I'm also going to be getting the, where is it? I'm also going to be getting this piece right here, this artifact set, which is fantastic. I really suggest you guys at least farm for 2 pieces with at least attack rolls on them, just to get that nice anemo damage bonus of 15%. This is going to be really awesome for Xiao. This is called the Viridescent Venerer. Really great, by Springvale and the Dawn Winery, and I think that's going to be the way to go for Xiao. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and peace out.